Alright, now let's move on sa trade, non-trade, current, and non-current receivables. So, ano bang difference ng, let's differentiate first trade and non-trade receivables. So, trade, okay, hindi po siya school, trade receivables. So, sige, basahin natin. Arising from sale of goods and or services, excuse me, in the ordinary course of business. So, I'll give you examples. Let's say, bake shop. Sa isang bake shop, how, ano ba yung mga commonly na binebenta? Okay? So, pwedeng nagbebenta sila ng cake or ng pandesal or ng malunggay cheese pandesal. 'Di ba? So if meron tayong mga receivables arising from those activities, then we would call that trade receivables. Sir, question lang. Ano ba ang relevance kung bakit natin kailangan malaman if trade or non-trade ang receivables? Oh, that's a good question, Self. So, bakit nga ba? Kasi magkakaroon ng difference kung kailan natin siya mare-recognize as current or non-current. We will go, pupunta rin tayo dyan in a while. Again, pag sabihin natin trade receivables, these are receivables that arise from the sale of goods and or services in the ordinary course of business. Balikan natin ang bake shop. Let's say nagbenta siya ng aircon. So, pwede ba natin yun siya matawag na trade receivable if ever man hindi pa nagbabayad yung buyer? Of course not. Kasi ang isang bake shop hindi naman ordinarily nagbebenta ng aircon. So, may instances ba na ganun? Bake shop, nagbenta ng aircon? Yes. What if meron silang aircon na hindi na ginagamit? What if may aircon sila na fully depreciated? Ayun, etc. So, pag hindi naman related sa ordinary course ng trade or and business ng entity, okay, ang receivable na yun, then we will call that a non-trade receivable. So usually, ang mga definition, sometimes they only define one thing. And then ang style nila is, the other thing is residual definition. Anong ibig sabihin ng residual definition? You will face a lot of residual definitions in accounting. Okay? So usually, dinidefine lang nila yung isa, and then the other one is defined as anything that is not the first item. Ganon. Which gives us a lot of time to think, which gives us a lot of time para hindi na natin, it saved us a lot of time. So, yun yung ibig kong sabihin. Now, let's check for non-trade receivables. Sabi dito, residual definition daw to. Okay? Check nga natin. Does it mean ba na kapag hindi trade receivable, non-trade? Sige, basahin natin. Receivables that do not qualify to the definition of trade receivables. So, hindi nga siya. So, lahat daw ng hindi makakasali sa definition ng trade receivables ay non-trade. Wow! So, yon. Now, again, ganun lang kasimple, no? Defined ang trade receivables pag hindi siya makapagligwak sa definition ng trade receivables, magiging non-trade siya. Alright? So, yon. Now, check natin. Punta naman tayo sa current tsaka non-current receivables. So, again, current, ibig sabihin, i-classify natin siya. Mas unang makikita ng mga users ng financial statements ang mga current items. And yung non-current, okay, nasa latter part pa siya, okay, under non-current assets. Now, let's analyze this one. Pag trade, okay, pag trade receivables, let me highlight this one. Yeah. Pag trade receivables, current siya if realizable. Okay, isa-isayin muna natin. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng realizable? Ang ibig sabihin lang ng realizable ay na-convert na siya into cash. Di ba yun naman ang gusto natin sa mga receivables? Eventually maging cash. So yun lang ang ibig sabihin ng realizable. Okay? So, hala, na-realize ko na yung lupa namin sa Kabaluay. So, ibig sabihin na-liquidate na siya or na-convert na siya into cash. Okay? Or, na-realize ko na hindi niya na ako mahal. Ay, walang ganun, besh. Mamansi na, charis. Alright. So, again, realizable, it means na na-convert na siya into cash. Alright. So, let's check. Realizable daw. Okay? Yung trade receivables classified natin as current if yung receivable is realizable, okay, within the entity's normal operating cycle. Okay. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng normal operating cycle? Ito yung time between acquisition of raw materials and conversion to cash. Okay. Ay, andito pa rin definition sa baba. Time between acquisition of assets for processing, okay, and realization to cash. So, nagsimula sa cash, natapos sa cash. Okay? So, magbigay tayo ng mga examples. Let's say bake shop. Sa tingin nyo, ilang months, or, my God, weeks, ang normal operating cycle nila? Siguro, mahaba na yata yung 3 months, di ba? Lalo na sa mga large scale na mga operations like mga Goldilocks, mga, let's say, Red Ribbon, not sponsored. Alright. So, mahaba na yung 3 months. Usually nga, weeks lang for small scale na bake shops. So, that's the normal operating cycle. Now, what about, let's say, mga automotive companies? Let's say, mga real estate. Okay? For example, yung negosyo mo ay, nagsasubdivide ka ng lupa at binebenta mo siya. So, 'di ba? You don't expect na marirealize mo into cash yung binili mong assets in just 1 year. Okay? Siguro short na yung 5 years. Okay? Or 3 years. So again, normal operating cycle is relative to the nature of the business. Okay? Or the operations of the business. So again, nag-iiba-iba ang normal operating cycle depende sa business. Okay, may shorter than 1 year, syempre may 1 year, tsaka may longer than 1 year. And it has implications. Okay, so, ang trade receivables, ika-classify lang natin as current, okay, if pwede natin siya ma-realize or pwede natin siya we expect na magiging cash siya within number 1, so may dalawang threshold, no? Normal operating cycle. Ang normal operating cycle, gumagalaw yan. Depende sa entity. Or 1 year. Whichever is longer. I'll give you an example. So for example, dun sa bake shop, may trade receivable. Realizable, let's say, within 6 months. Ang operating cycle is 3 months. Current or non-current? So, sige, i-analyze natin. 6 months daw ang marirealize. Pero 3 months lang ang normal operating cycle. So, is that a current or non-current? Trade siya ha, trade receivable. Now, check natin. Ang normal operating cycle is 3 months. Anong mas mahaba? 3 months or 1 year? 1 year. Yun ang magiging basis natin. So, ang 6 months na receivable na marirealize natin within 6 months or expected to be realized within 6 months is current or non-current? Current. Okay? Kasi ang basis natin is 1 year, not the normal operating cycle. Alright? Next. Let's say may isang real estate company. Bumili sila ng lupa, sinubdivide, pinatayo ng bahay, etc. etc. Now, may meron siyang isang receivable, trade receivable, na realizable within 2 years. Okay? Let's say installment payment, ganun katagal, 2 years. Yung normal operating cycle ng company na yun, real estate company na yun is 5 years eh. So, paano yan? Okay, check natin. Ano nga ba ang mas mahaba? Normal operating cycle or 1 year? So, check natin. Mas mahaba yung normal operating cycle, which is 5 years. And yung receivable falls within that time. Okay, realizable siya within the entity's normal operating cycle, which is in this case the longer. Okay, mas mahaba siya sa 1 year. Therefore, kahit lampas siya sa 1 year, current pa rin siya. So that's how we think of trade receivables. That's why nagmamatter yung normal operating cycle. You know what? Actually, nagmamatter lang siya if mas mahaba sa 1 year ang normal operating cycle ng isang business. Alright, so next, puntahan naman natin tong non-trade receivables. So, ika-classify lang natin ang mga non-trade receivables as current kapag ito ay realizable within 1 year. So, i-disregard natin yung normal operating cycle, no? So, for example, let's say, yung nabentang aircon ng isang bake shop. So, again, it's non-trade kasi hindi naman ordinary para sa isang bake shop ang magbenta ng aircon. So, paano kung collectible siya or realizable siya after 5 years pa? So, again, we will classify it as non-trade regardless of its normal operating cycle. Kasi yung basis natin is the 1 year. Okay? So, again, pag non-trade receivables, ka-classify lang natin siya as current kapag realizable within 1 year and non-current kapag realizable beyond 1 year. Sige. Next, ito naman. Okay? Check naman natin. Sa financial statements, okay, sa statement of financial position, meron tayong line item doon na tinatawag na trade and other receivables. Sige, let's read. Trade and non-trade receivables that are currently collectible are combined and presented on the statement of financial position in this single line item. So again, both trade and non-trade receivables na current, dito natin siya ipapasok sa line item na to. Trade and other receivables. Okay? So, ano ba to siya? Current or non-current asset? Okay? Pag nandito sa trade and other receivables nila pinasok, okay, then current siya. Okay? Sige. Yung breakdown daw nito is ipapakita sa notes. Okay? So, for example, baka doon sa trade and other receivables, yung components pala nito is merong trade, current receivables, meron din tayong non-trade na current, etc. So, yung breakdown is i-disclose sa notes to financial statements. Now, let's check itong abnormal balances. Okay? So, sa mga textbooks, merong step-by-step explanation, no? Pero, it all boils down to this. Okay? So, credit accounts receivable. Ano nga ba ang accounts receivable? Asset. Ano ang normal balance ng accounts receivable? Debit. So, nagkaroon ng credit balance. So, kailan nga ba nagkakaroon ng credit balance ang accounts receivable? So, for example, ang isang customer, sobrang binayad niya. Pwedeng may dahilan, pwedeng wala, okay? Or unknown sa customer. Pwede din alam niya na sobra yung binayad niya kasi parang advance payment niya yun. So, again, advances yun sa side ng customer, pero sa atin, utang yun. Okay? Unearned income. So, kapag ganyan, magre-recognize tayo ng current liability. So, advances from customers account yung gagamitin natin. Next, we have debit accounts payable. So, sige, analyze natin. Accounts payable. Ano ba ang normal balance ng accounts payable? Credit. Okay? But in this case, nakikita natin na debit or may ending balance na debit. So, paano yun? Okay? So, again, pag debit balance or nasa debit side ang ending balance ng accounts payable, then it's an asset. Okay? So, under siya sa account na advances to supplier. So, tayo naman ang nag-cash advance or tayo ang nag-advance payment, okay, or prepayment sa ating supplier. So, i-recognize natin to siya as asset. Okay? So, under current assets, under non-trade receivables. Kasi nga naman, hindi nga naman siya selling of goods or rendering of services.